Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John from AK Dragfish 3D, and today, with this video, I stand thoroughly impressed by what I see. What I see is Olnes Pond completely thawed. Completely. Tanana Lakes isn't even thawed. It's connected to the Tanana River. And yet, here we are. So, Olnes Pond is about 20 miles north of town. Yeah, I just drove a half hour out of town. Come out here to this beautiful pond. Out in the middle of nowhere. It's got a connection way off yonder that connects to the Chatanika River, and the Chatanika River essentially wraps around the pond because Chatanika River kind of does this weird motion. I'll show you on the map. All right, here we are. There's Fairbanks. We come up the Elliott Highway. We come up to Olnes Pond. Olnes Pond, as you can see, is wrapped. We flip the satellite view. Different paths you can go to the Chatanika from Olnes Pond. Okay, so we're back from the map. So yeah, so then one of those little wraps around there and then cuts back that way. And so, I mean, this is seriously, I seriously am impressed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chatanika River. This is the lower, I believe it's the lower Chatanika or the upper Chatanika. I'm not 100% sure. But in any case, this is over by the boat launch. This is White Horse Campground. And there are 3 major spots that are really good for fishing. We got this spot right here. The fast moving water's out there. And it kind of makes this tail that kind of loops in like this before it goes back out in the water. So I'm going to throw a spoon and spinners right here. And we're going to see what's up. Here we go. I'll start with the 3/8 out in the current, out in this confluence area. There's like a creek over there where the sun's at, and we'll just kind of throw some spoons. I got my backpack, so we might switch to jigs, might switch to squid lures. I don't know. I'm just out here to be out here, you know. This water is brown. A lot more browner than normal. It is milk. So. All right, so boat launch. It's the boat launch, right? I'm back in my car. I'm going to relocate to spot number 2 in White Horse. Okay, so spot number 2, it's a little closer to the road. It's a couple campsites, but it's also where the day use picnic area over there is. And you can come down here into the water, and it's like there's a makeshift unofficial boat launch right here. If memory serves, it's pretty squishy, so I'll try to stay on the grass here as much as possible. Yeah, you get this little influx here where the fast water moves on the outer edge, and there's all this inner area where the silt just kind of lays. So I'm gonna throw this here buoyant spoon here, and we're gonna see what's up. So we just tried this area right here. I threw that out in there. I mean, you can walk up and down this shoreline here, fish. I mean, the river's moving pretty rapidly downstream because it's melt. We had record snowfall this year, so there's record runoff. Record runoff means record water levels. They've already issued flood warnings across the board, so it's only to be expected to see the Chatanika looking like this. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to my 3rd spot. Come to White Horse. There's the road up there, and then to get to those first 2 spots, you take that first right and you go back the way we came, yeah? But if you want to go to my 3rd spot, you stay to the left and go that way. The landmark is the fee station right there. So you hit the fee station, you go that way for spot number 1 and 2, and that way for spot number 3. On my 3rd spot, you follow that road down, and it comes into this little cul-de-sac area where there's a couple campsites and a bathroom. And then that campsite primarily, where that lady is over there, is where spot number 3 is, and then spot number 3 essentially goes from there all the way down that way, and you can get there through there. So we're gonna hit the water, and I'll show you spot number 3. And so this end's pretty high over here, so looks like I'm not able to fully explore this part right here. I might have to go through the woods that way to the other side, but we're gonna try and bushwhack through, because it looks like we're at the end of the run here. The rapids pick up that way as you go that way, and so we're gonna try to go that way toward the sun. It's not so bad over here once you get past that hole. It's like somebody brought the dogs out here. First one to come out here. The runs, it kind of slows down a bit as you go upstream. As you go upstream, it tends to slow down a bit. The runs tend to get a little slower the more I go this way, but also the more I go this way, the more I encounter mud ice. I like to call it ice with silty mud crap on it. I about killed myself last year on some of that. So I make a point to stay away from that as best as possible. So it looks like they come by. Somebody had to come by to trim all this out. This is that's trimmed out. It's definitely trimmed out. It doesn't feel good on the legs, but this is much slower runs than back toward spot number 1 and spot number 2. So we're gonna come down here in the silt and throw this here spinner and see what's up. Throw it out there as far as I can. Set it. Let the river do the work here a little bit. And just slowly reel it back in. Never know. Never know what you might find in the water. One of these days I should get my magnet out and come out here and magnet fish. This strip right here, it's a pretty popular strip. Never know what I'll find. I know there's somebody out in Fairbanks that does magnet fishing on the regular. It'd be kind of cool to collab with him. If he's watching this or sees this, go ahead and drop a comment if you want to collab. We can go out and do some magnet fishing together. Here is part of spot number 3 officially. Spot number 3 starts right around there where that tree kind of curves out. That's where one of the campsites are, and it kind of comes down the shoreline here, and then it goes around and ends where that tree sticking up right there is. That's where it ends. The shoreline essentially just stops, and then looks like somebody come through and chopped all these trees and bushes and whatnot down. I don't know what ADFG or Parks and Rec or State Park is thinking about doing here, but that is a pain in the tail to walk through. But that's toward the car. So yeah, this is spot number 3. The river's slower here. It's maybe a fast walk or a running speed. Definitely not car speed like spot number 1 is. And then it just kind of, the river just kind of does this weird thing, as I show you on the map, as I showed you on the map earlier. And if you follow that curve that way about a half a mile and then button hook left 90 degrees, it'll dump you right on Olnes Pond. So it's kind of crazy how interlocking Olnes Pond is with the Chatanika River. All right, back to the car. All right, everyone. So that is the Chatanika River and the 3 main spots that I like to fish once runoff happens. Right now it's runoff. I didn't expect runoff to be that silt heavy, but it is what it is. So if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button for that beautiful YouTube algorithm to let me know to make more videos of such caliber of locations. I'm what, 20-ish miles out of town of Fairbanks, and so I'm right. I don't have signal right now, and I talk about it in one of my videos about having no signal, and you gotta have some kind of sanity, but you also gotta be safe about it. My duck boots are just straight covered in mud. It's pretty crazy. Look at the sun in my face. It's an amazing day. It's 70 degrees, 65, 70 degrees, and it's a beautiful day out here in interior Alaska. Well, I'm up on the Elliott, so we're really in the interior Alaska at this point. I don't know. Drop me a comment. Let me know. But this is the Chatanika River, and remember, fishing's life. For everything else is coffee, and y'all have a good night.